It's really been amazing how it has grown and how it is used and how it is unknown, except in this community. It is a useful collection of art.
Hello, my name is Shella Montoya, and I've been on the Board of Trustees of the Vincent Price Art Museum since 2016. The Vincent Price Art Museum is an internationally recognized world-class art institution. It is the largest museum to sit on a community college campus in the country, serving the east side of Los Angeles and beyond. Students at East Los Angeles College and community members benefit from the museum greatly, having access to outstanding arts, artists, programs, and resources. We invite you to support the museum, the students, and the community. Together, we can make a difference through the arts.
Hello, I'm Teresa Flores. I am an interdisciplinary... Hi. I can't do this. Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is William Camargo. I'm a photo-based artist, educator, and an advocate that works with photography, archives, and family photographs with my work. The piece I've donated to be auctioned it's called We're Gonna Have to Move Out Soon, Fam, and it's a play on the changes that we're seeing in our neighborhoods, predominantly in communities of color, that issue of gentrification.
Hello, I'm Maggie Bowman. I'm the Foundation Executive Director for the Vincent Price Art Museum Foundation. And in this newly appointed role, I have the opportunity to continue the work that the Board of Directors has done. The Board of Directors has done an amazing job growing the foundation without any staff up till now. So it's really been a pleasure and an honor to step in and to help support the foundation and the museum. I encourage you all to browse the auction and to bid on pieces that speak to you. And I encourage you all to come and explore this gem of a museum.
Hi. Oh wait, no. Look. There. Okay, yeah. Hi. Don't wave.
My name is Aidi Nanette Ortiz. I go by Aidi. I was born and raised in Long Beach, California. I am an artist, photographer, educator, and my work is inspired by my lived experiences from family relationships, immigration, mental health, and drug addiction. The piece that I'm donating to the Vincent Price Museum is titled Mil Usos, which translates to 1,000 uses. It is a homage to my parents and the hard work that they gave and put in this country to support themselves and their family.
Hello, I'm Teresa Flores. I am an interdisciplinary artist working in drawing, painting, video, social practice, quesadillas, yoga, murals, lots of things. What inspires my work is my Chicana identity, my family's roots in California, and like those little things that make our culture really interesting every day, like, you know, bottles of Tapatio. The work that VPAM is auctioning off is called Two Chihuahuas Feels Like a Million, because when I go out in the yard to throw the trash, there are these two tiny ferocious chihuahuas and they come for me. It's that like anxiety of like throwing the trash. I'm fine, it's fine.
Today we're at John Valadez's studio here in Mount Washington, Los Angeles, and he is an alumni of East LA College. but he's also a former board member of the Vincent Price Art Museum, and he's donating some works to our silent art auction.
Hey,
John,
Steve, good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Come on in. Come on in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I last been here at your studio.
I just barely built it. This is my house. My wife and I, we live upstairs, and this was the storage, and this is under the home, and I have limited wall space, so it was mostly stuff that I'm working on or stuff that I like to, I enjoy seeing. Like this piece here is one of my earliest figurative works from the early 1980s. And then I have some small paintings, that I did basically last year during the pandemic, and I'm working on some collage work and my little religious collections. This stuff makes me feel good, so I just make it my space.
I know you've had several different studios, and we're going to be talking about some of these pieces, but what has caught my eye immediately is this cactus, coyote, kind of red field looking painting. Can you tell me more about this and how this came about?
Yeah, right. Yeah, this painting, I basically just got it done. I live at the end of this cul-de-sac here, and there's a group of coyotes, and one time a coyote came down sick, so I was able to get up close to it. I was doing this thing about in the spring, early summer, the way the cactuses bloom, just beautiful, and I wanted to do that. And then I always try to do this element, and then when a coyote, it's like, okay, that is another part of my environment.
So this is great that you're working on what I perceive as a classic John Valadez. And is this finished?
Pretty much, yes. Well, I always want to put more insects in there, because a little bit more things in there that you don't see automatically,
And so tell us more about these photonovella collages. I love that you incorporate a lot of your ephemera, stuff you've collected over the years.
Yeah, the work, it's when I was in downtown for 15 years at the Victor Clothing, my studio, I would walk the streets and photograph, and I loved the magazine stands, and it was mostly Mexican stuff from Mexico. And because as a Chicano, I'm pocho, so Mexico was a very romantic notion for me. And some of the first stuff that I got turned on to when I was in school were the Mexican crime magazines, because that was the only imagery, really, and I'm being serious, that really talked about us. So we were like gangsters and criminals, and it was even before the cartel stuff. Accidents, there was some very well-known photographers. So I would collect it. And then friends of mine would give me their uncles or their parents' stuff from the 50s. So as I got older now, I wanted to sort of like use it as backdrop so I can make paintings of it. And I don't just redo an image. I have to do head transplants, I do body transplants, I put things together, because I don't know where it's going to go. And that was part of the creative thing that I really enjoy doing, is a little bit of insecurity. Where is it going to go? How can I match this color? That's what I'm, with this particular piece. And it's kind of weird for me to show it, because it shows just the work, where this one is kind of, it looks like it was effortless, but it's the same struggle.
I love the departure from your traditional paintings into more appropriation of the photonovellas. But let's talk more about your work, and maybe we should sit down.
Yeah, sure. All right.
There's lots of questions I have for you.
Okay.
Let's start off with just you growing up in LA.
Yeah.
You did grow up in Boyle Heights,
Yes.
amongst other places. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I was born at General Hospital to my mother, who was 16 at the time. Dakota Street School is where I went to school, and then from there I went to ELAC. And I wanted to pursue art, and they had a great art department. I still do.
You're at East LA College. You're studying art. You get involved with a performance group or an acting group. And where does And you did participate in the Chicano moratorium, the marches.
Oh yeah.
Were these separate things? Were you consciously engaging with your art practice with some of the politics?
I was still developing. You're still developing your voice and really doing you do drawing and painting and design, and I wanted to be. I wasn't really into commercial art because commercial to me is at those times it's capitalism, and we're not going to play capitalism right here. So it was a very heady time in terms of we wanted to do like guerrilla theater. We wanted to do. I wanted to do paintings on police brutality.
So you eventually found a studio in downtown LA that you had for about 15 years. Can you tell me about that process and who was there, who you shared the studio with?
Okay, yeah. Downtown was, at that time, people were going downtown because of very inexpensive big spaces. So I wanted to go downtown, and so did Carlos Almaraz. So I went up and down Broadway looking for a mural job. Everybody said no because they were all renters, except for the Victor Clothing, which was the last building before the LA Times parking lot started. And the guy in there, he already had this mural up, very Aztec, and his name was Paul Harder. And he said, much to my shock, okay, well, show me a drawing, Well, what you want to do? So my work is photo-based, my own photography, so I did this drawing of Broadway Street. People shopping in the windows. I love the windows and people walking by each other, and that whole dynamic. I was fascinated. Still am in ways, but I was really fascinated by that. So I got to do a mural about 60 feet long, like 8 feet high, and then that kind of created people. They would have bus tours really quick. Bus tours would come in. They go to the Grand Central Market, they go to the Bradbury building, and they go see the mural. Or just the building, the downstairs of the Victor Clothing, the way they, and then other artists were commissioned to do murals. Like Kent Twitchell did the outside. He was the first one. Frank Romero did the other side. It was a really good time. From the collectives to your own studio. That's where I started to really focus crazy on my work and my voice.
Having gone, you're alumni of East LA College. You went to the Vincent Price Art Gallery.
Oh yeah, right.
What does it mean to you to support, to donate, and to continue to give back?
A lot of us came from ELAC, the OSCO people. And then when I showed in the new museum, I thought, man, you know what? I gotta do something, So I decided to, be asked to be on the board, and so I was voted in, and so I was there for 4 years. Really, what helped to inspire me when I had my show, people that came to the show, because my work is photo based from my time out in the streets. These are people going to school. It's like, that's my grandfather, that's my uncle. When one guy goes, that's me. That for me was just like, wow. After how many years, like they show up and they say, those are my relatives, from 77, 78. So I felt like I had to, this is my community. So, that's why it was very important. Yeah.
John, thank you so much for having us here today. Thank you for talking about your work, your support for the Vincent Price Art Museum, some of the history that you have with ELAC. It's been amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot. I really enjoyed talking to you about this.
Yeah, it's been an amazing time. Thank you, John.
Okay, thanks, man.